Unbelievable. Hear the whole song, the whole album at Megadeth.com. Megadeth.com. Or just Google Megadeth, the term Endgame. Get it at iTunes. Get the CD. Get it all at Megadeth.com. We need to support this type of message. Megadeth is up there at the very top of heavy metal, ladies and gentlemen. And these folks have packed stadiums across the planet. We need this anti-New World Order message now more than ever to warn people. Whatever's going to happen with the New World Order, whatever this global system's going to do, we have to stand and resist it. And the clergy response teams have been hired by the feds to tell their flocks to not stand up and not resist. They're going to be raptured out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is unbelievable. Dave Mustaine, I tell you, every time I hear that song since it came out last week, it just blows me away, and the lyrics just get even more hard-hitting. The RFID, the New World Order, the president. And then we played in the first hour audio of armored vehicles with sound cannons saying almost the same thing you've got in that intro. I mean, talk about unbelievable.
Well, I'm a real American.
Hell yeah, you are. And let me tell you, tens of millions of Megadeth fans worldwide are now going to finally understand. They're always, why does he have the UN on the cover of his, I mean, you say my film Endgame influenced your album Endgame. This cover that I designed, I told the graphics person what to make, was influenced by a Megadeth cover. Did you notice that when you saw the Endgame DVD cover, that it was similar to that one where you have the UN and the flagless flagpoles?
You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about. I never saw the correlation. That's amazing.
But it's just crazy that you influence me and I'm influencing you.
Well, that's what I believe. Good ideas when people share stuff like that. That it's a grassroots kind of thing, and people, they benefit from it in a huge way when they share the truth, because the truth is undeniable.
Megadeth.com. Dave Mustaine joins us, ladies and gentlemen, and we're very honored to have him. Dave, getting back into the whole global system, the whole New World Order, in a nutshell, if you feel like it, give us your worldview on the power structure. You say you've been doing a lot of research on it, and where you believe the planet is going and what the end game really is.
Well, that's a heavy question there to do all that. I'll try my best. Okay, I was brought up as a little kid. I got baptized at 4 as a Lutheran, and then I was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness. And then I revolted and got into witchcraft and black magic, and then spent subsequent almost dozen years, or the following 12 years or so, trying to get rid of the demonic oppression I got by putting hexes on people. And then I became a Christian. So, I mean, I've been brought up around so much different religiosity. I'm kind of like Sybil, you know what I mean? And when it comes down to me thinking about how things are going towards the end, I have a very distorted view of it because I've been just brainwashed by the Jehovah's Witnesses. So, when Christmas time comes around, I'm thinking, well, geez, what's the tree? What's all this crap? So, anyways, when it comes down to what my understanding is that there's going to be a final war at the end, and the whole way that the Antichrist plays out. This may alienate some of your listeners and stuff. I don't mean to make anybody feel bad or alienate.
You're allowed to have your view. Tell us.
Right. The problem is that I just am cautious about this, Alex, because there's so many people that say that they're Christian and they come off telling people that they're not doing stuff right. And I don't want to do that because I'm a different kind of person.
No, but we want to know your view. You're not preaching. Tell us.
Right. Okay, good. I just need to say that because I just don't want to miss out.
No, that's an important preface.
So, what I think right now, I'm watching the president, what you just said about him becoming the president of the UN, and I'm watching all these other things happen, like to say that one of the prophecies that came true in the Bible came from when Israel became a country again. And that was a prophecy. It was said that Israel would become a nation again. Well, it's a nation again. That happened back in the 60s, but it happened. So, my belief is that there's going to be a new world order. There's going to be one guy that's going to run the world. There's going to be one currency that's around everywhere. They're going to try and get you to take the RFID chip. That's the mark of the beast that they're going to use to buy and sell things. And then, like you had brought up so brilliantly in your movie about Rockefeller, saying that if they don't like you, they're just going to turn your chip off.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, all of this stuff is mind-boggling because you don't really hear about all the technology and stuff like that in the Bible, but the Bible's the basic text I try and live my life by. And I still have a dirty mouth, and I still look at women and have kind of terrible thoughts sometimes. But as far
you're
as,
not a Pharisee. I mean, look who Jesus hung out with. He didn't hang out with the Pharisees saying how great they were. He hung out with people who were trying to have a pure heart. I mean, look at David. Look at David. Had people killed so he could have their women, but he repented, and so God said, "That is a man after my own heart."
Right. Well, I just don't want people to try and find holes in what I'm saying because, they've heard me say something in the past that was terrible. And I know I've done that. That's one of the things that I'm working on with the whole Slayer tour is that, 19 years ago, Alex, I said something, but people are still holding on to it, and they keep bringing it up, and it keeps causing problems with me and with the guys in Slayer. Bottom line is I don't feel that way anymore. And I think that this is going to be a great opportunity for me to go into an area where, there's a lot of people that cast aspersions and say all kinds of terrible stuff about heavy metal and the people in it. There are people in it that are terrible, but I'm not. And I think that
it's very diverse. But Dave, I interrupted you when you were getting into your worldview. What do you think about the rapture? Because I've read the Old Testament, and it clearly says the beast will wage war against the saints and overcome them. How we're all raptured out beforehand, can the beast wage war? How can he force people to take chips if everybody's submitting? And this is only a 150-year-old, 140-year-old doctrine of the pre-rapture. And so because everybody believes, I talk to these phony Christians, they won't fight any evil. They say, praise God, it's getting more evil. That means I'll be teleported out. I don't think Captain Kirk is going to teleport them off the surface.
Well, I don't believe in the rapture. I don't know enough about it to even know what it is. In fact, that all of a sudden I'm going to be here and then I'm going to be someplace else. My understanding is that I'm going to be witness to the great Armageddon. So,
I grew up in Dallas and saw a lot of occult stuff, and it was like an occult empire. I never really got into it, but I'd date this super good-looking girl who was a couple years older than me, and and go to her parents' house, giant mansion, and find out they were Satanists, and I would go out with this, super hot chick, and find out they were Satanists, and I'd be taken to a party, and there'd be police there, and I would get in my car and leave, and then they all got mad at me. The cops started pulling me over, because I was wild and mean and beat the hell out of people, and I guess came off as satanic, but I wasn't because I have love in my heart. But I think seeing evil and not being perfect and then changing allows you to understand things and have discernment that people that have had a sheltered life or never experienced the power of the satanic empire. I believe that once you've been a little bit on the other side of it, it almost gives you an advantage because now I've been on both sides of the coin.